everybody, yeah, I'm out and about today. I'm not back in the studio. I'll be back there in a second or two though. Today I want to tell you about a YouTuber that I think you should be watching, who I find very entertaining. In fact, sometimes very emotional to watch. There's a guy called Mrbeast. Now, don't be kind of fooled by that name. Obviously, that makes him sound like he's some sort of animal, wrestler or something like that. But Jimmy, aka Mrbeast, is neither of those. He is actually a very kind, very entertaining, and just an all-round gent, actually, is how I would describe this guy. At the very young age of, I think he's only 21 at the moment, Jimmy Donaldson, who has millions of subscribers and a very entertaining YouTube channel, does a lot of good for a lot of people. And I think that should be respected a bit more by you watching him. Well, not really, it's up to you. If you find it entertaining, obviously you go watch the guy. Either that or you might delete your Minecraft channel. You see, Jimmy, Mrbeast, has given away probably a couple of million, maybe more, in money, and he's done lots for raising stuff for charity. That Team Trees that I was talking about, that was him and Mark Rober's idea. I think it was maybe Mark's idea, but the idea was to get as many trees as possible planted within a couple of months, or at least raise the money to be able to do that. And they succeeded and went beyond that as well, and it's a very successful process and is still ongoing. If you wanted to look up Team Trees, then please do, and maybe you can help with that too. Whenever I started watching Mrbeast, he was doing sort of stuff with guys on Twitch, so he would video himself and his friends watching other people on Twitch doing a little bit of gaming, and as he was doing that he would be sending them messages and then donating to them. Not big money at that point, but it got bigger as it went along, and it was really nice to see, because he would go on and he would maybe get people to say different things, like subscribe to PewDiePie. By the way, he's a huge PewDiePie fan, so he would get people to subscribe to PewDiePie and do different things like that and make sure they are, and then if they did, and told everybody else on their Twitch stream to subscribe to PewDiePie, he would then just give them money for doing so. And it got to the point then where people were like, knew who Mrbeast was, and then whenever he would come into their chat on Twitch, they'd go, is that the real Mr. No, it's not the real Mrbeast. Is that the real Mrbeast? And so he had to change his name a few times. But yeah, whenever they found out it was the real Mrbeast and they really did get the money and it really was in their bank account, they were freaking out all over the place.
What on earth? My mom's not even answering. What is going on? Oh my god! What? What is going on? Leave me now. Oh, that's good.
And those videos are fun to watch, but he's obviously got to the level now where his subscribers have got so high that he can afford to do a lot more with his money, to the point where he was giving away cars not so long ago back. Basically bought, I think it was maybe something like 10 cars, maybe not so many, but he basically had a car lot, brought people in, and people were coming in thinking that they were going to buy a car, and ended up they were getting these cars for free. In fact, some people were paid to take the cars off the lot, you know. And it's that emotional connection. These people are obviously people who needed it as well. He does a lot of good for the right people, which I think is one of those things. Now, in his recent video, which I want to show you, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's titled and it's very simple. It's basically anything you can fit in the circle, I'll pay for. Alright, and I'm not going to spoil the video because I want you to go and watch the whole thing. But I legit cried at this video, okay? It got me so that I was just like, oh, the guy's doing so much good. But here's a little clip, and I mean, this is just a little teaser, okay? So here.
You told me earlier you had a little bit of hospital bills and you need a car. So here's a check for $10,000.
Are you kidding?
To buy anything you need. Not
What? What, man? Are you serious? I'm gonna have a hard time. God, respect. And this is the most love and respect. I'm 57 years old.
Who's cutting onions?
I'm kind of hoping you got exactly what was going on there. But just go and watch the rest of the video to see what he's done. Just an all-round nice fella. This is why I want to do this video, is because the media in and around the world will always focus on the negative assholians of YouTube, whereas I'm here to tell you that there is people on YouTube doing great. Jimmy isn't the only one doing this sort of thing, by the way. There is other people who want to be like Mrbeast and are starting to copy him, and there's other people who've done similar things before Mrbeast. So please do go and support him. This is how he gets his money, by the way, is the fact that if you subscribe to his channel and you hit that little like button, that means the algorithm picks all that up. YouTube know that. YouTube give him those stats. Those stats are used for his advertising. It means he gets more money for his advertising. It means that more people want to advertise with him because he's getting bigger numbers. And this is how he gets his money. That, and of course shopmrbeast.com as well, which is where you can go and buy his merch. So Mrbeast, probably the biggest charitable guy on YouTube. Certainly the biggest hearted, I think, and certainly the kindest that I've ever seen on YouTube. I don't think I've ever seen anybody so kind in my life, in fact, on what he does. So it's that thing for me. I know what you're saying. Oh, but Pete, you're like this 48-year-old guy and you're watching these young fellows on YouTube. But it gives me faith in the younger generation. You know that whole generation thing where every older generation has always looked at the younger generation going, they haven't got a clue what they're doing. The world's going to go. It's ended. This generation is going to ruin it all. These people like Mrbeast, whenever I look now at the younger generation, I look at people like him and I go, you know what? They've got this. They're good. You know, leave them to it. So yeah, maybe Mrbeast for president. Could you imagine having somebody the complete opposite to the president you have now? You know, somebody who isn't selfish and in it all for himself. Just saying. Mrbeast, president. You'd have to make his mum vice president though. That's the only thing, because otherwise he'd just spend all the money. He'd give all the money away. Yeah. But yeah, that's a thought. Anyway, go check out Mrbeast. Links here. Okay, I think I can put his channel up there as well. You know, in that little bit. If you click that little eye, it'll come right out. And you can click on that. And if that doesn't work, there's a bit called the description down below me. Alright, down here. And in that description bit, basically that's where I write things. And I can leave links. So go and check that out and enjoy. And I'll see you soon. Not sure when. I'll get time to do another one soon. I'll probably going to be focusing on somebody who isn't quite as big on YouTube, but is really good. Okay? And local. Probably. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens. You have a good day.
And to meet and pay the bills and take care of our kids.
Wow, wow, I don't even know what to say.
What you guys do is just a blessing, and I never thought in a million years that, you know, I would get that opportunity, but I'm so grateful.
Aww.
We really are. Thank you.
You guys did a good job. Keep giving away my money. I'd rather not have money and see things like that.
Me too. Back to your station.